Good morning. I'm back. I thought, oh, I could change clothes so it looks different. And I was like, no, you don't need to change clothes. It is what it is. 2 videos in the same day. Not a big deal. I will still do my 100 videos in 100 days and just move onward. So this is video number 33 out of 100 videos in 100 days. And in this one, I wanted to talk about something that it's interesting. I'm learning to really sit, since my accident a year ago, sit still. And my grandma would always touch my leg and say, Amy, sit still. My leg would just be like going, 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 going. And my energy would just be going, going, going. She would put her hand on my knee and say, just sit still, sit still. So she's been around lately. And I had a conversation with Misty, a friend of mine, that the veil between this world and the world that's right over here, where the dead are, I feel my mom and my dad and my sister just right here. They're just right here. And I feel, and the astrology is saying, and my meditations are saying, that the veil between this world and the next world is really, really, really thin. And so lots of information is being shared, and there's clarity that's being shared. So if you see information one place and like it has the same words and same wording, and it's because that veil is, and everybody, is having this same kind of message. It's because that veil is getting thinner. And apparently it's needed to get thinner because we need to be able to communicate in the other worlds, my opinion. So I've been doing this tapping video with Brad Yates, and it's about changing things into this love energy. And I've never listened all the way to the end of the video. And today I happened to catch the very end of the video, and he talks about, and this has been reiterated by some of the people that I've studied, that your outside world reflects your inside world. And the video is replacing anything that doesn't feel like love with love. It's about that kind of a thing. And I don't know if you know anything about tapping. EFT is another word for it. So he talks about, as you change the inside world, your outside world will change because it reflects what is going on in here. So look at that on a personal level, that I've got this, maybe a Bell's palsy thing, and I'm not going to get it diagnosed. So I'll go with my intuition. My intuition said that I needed the information that was in it was in this book this morning. Thank you, Tina, my friend. And so as we work on the inside world, the outside world will change. So as I'm doing this trauma work, my inside world is changing. And my body gave me a wake up Wednesday night. It was like, oh, are you paying attention? You're not paying attention. So let's wake her up a little bit. Let's give her a little nudge. And it's my job to pay attention to those nudges. And if I don't pay attention to those nudges, this world may be a done deal for this time. Or I have more suffering that I may not need to go through, although I don't believe that. I believe everything happens for a reason, even suffering. So, but it's my job to pay attention and to change my behaviors. And so the outside world reflects your inside world. Look at that on a global scale. Globally, we are a chaotic mess inside, because that's my opinion of what is out there in the world at the moment. So it's our jobs to do our work, our individual work. If you're not able to go to South Africa and feed the hungry children, then do your own work, sitting in your own house, which is this whole thing about not going to Montana. It's time to set up those things now in my life. And you guys will get your whatever messages you're supposed to get from this. But if the outside world reflects your inside world, I know I've seen this and it may have been in the recent Clutter book, and I've seen it previous to this. Wayne Dyer, I think, talked about it. Oh, Susie Orman, the financial gal, talks about in her stuff, is your vehicle clean and tidy? Or is it a mess, to where you can't find things? That is a reflection of how you take care of your money. Is your wallet, is all your money, the ones, the fives, the tens, the 20s, the 50s, the hundreds, is your money all organized? That's a reflection. If it's not, if it's a mess, then it's reflecting what's going on in here, but your money and your financial picture also reflect what's going on in here. What does your house look like? I'm in this state of decluttering and it's funny because decluttering out there, I'm decluttering inside too. And that's all this trauma work, is I'm finally ready to let go of it. Roger and I have decided that we're working on our relationship. He has trauma from childhood. I have trauma from childhood. I have sexual trauma. He has sexual trauma, not the same kind of trauma. He wasn't sexually abused, but he grew up in a house with a lot of pornography and sexual deviant stuff. And so he and I have decided to go back. And I don't know if anybody else on the planet has done this or does this as a couple, and start back as being friends and start over, because he and I, neither one of us individuated. He and I got together at 15 and 17. And so we missed some of our development as human beings. And so it makes sense to me that we go back as long as each person is willing. And I think maybe this is part of a reason why so many marriages just don't make it, because there's trauma that happens in the childhood. And if it's not addressed, then, he and I have no business. We're having, in our intimate relationship, we're having sex at each other, not with each other. And that would make sense, having not individuated and really developed in those early stages of our life. So we both want something healthy in our relationship. And I'm learning about sexual energy and how sexual energy is in everything. It's not just the act of sex. It's, how you plant your garden. It's how you cook your meals. It's how you make your bed. That sexual energy is that creative energy. And it's how I write my book that I'm writing. It's how I journal. It's how I relate to other people. It's in everything. Christina Lopes has a video that is on sexual energy, and that's the one that I'm just now in this space of being open to even hear anything like that. I'm realizing how traumatic my trauma actually was. And it's hard to stand in that. And I think that's part of the stress that I've had, and the reason why we don't need to go to Montana. I need to deal with stuff. I don't need to take another break from my life, which is what I think I was kind of looking at that as. And maybe we don't need to go away and do that reset and do that. You do the reset right now. So your outside world reflects your inside world. How does that apply for you today? That's the message. And this is video number 33 of 100 videos in 100 days. Have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow.